Hey booktube, it's Jackie. How's it going? If you're new to me and this is the first time you're seeing my face, hello, what's up? My name's Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So I hope that's why you're here, because that's what's gonna be happening today. If you're not new to me, thank you for always tuning in, the continued support. I really do appreciate it. So today for you, I have another collab video. This is all thanks to Becky from FirstLadyReads, and she is the queen of collabs over here on booktube. We all know this, and every time she does a collab, I always try to become part of it, and this one was no exceptions, because this one is a doozy. There is so many booktubers doing this collab that I'm just gonna link them all down in the down box below. There's a shit ton of us, guys, okay? So you're gonna get recommendations coming out the ass. So this collab is the ABCs of romance. If you'd like to find out what my interpretation of the ABCs of romance are, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, and let's get talking some books. Okay, so the ABCs of romance. Essentially what this is 26 books, one for each letter of the alphabet. And this is my version of this. I know some girls are doing it based off of like ABCs of romance tropes, authors, book titles, books they've read, book recommendations. I'm doing the ABCs of romance series, TBR. That's what mine is. These are all books that are in series that I have started and I actively need to continue. I tried really hard to get second installments or further on installments in each series. There's a few of them that I had to go with ones because, let's be honest, X and Y is kind of hard. They're kind of hard. But also I wanted to try to own as many of these as possible, because we all know I don't edit and I didn't want to pop up a lot of different random clips. So I tried my best, but this is what I got. So if you like to find out 26 series that I have actively started, or I am actively in the process of starting, that are romance and I am planning on continuing and I'm excited about, well, let's get started. So our first one is for the letter A, and it is Addiction by Ivy Smoke. This is the second installment to the Hunted series. This is a continuation series. This is not an interconnected standalone. So you do have to read these in order. The first one is Temptation, and this is a teacher-student romance with an age gap. First one was super spicy, really enjoyed it, had a good time with it. Definitely excited about the second one. I actually was recommended to read this series by my coworker, Amy. She's the one that turned me on to it. She's read them all and she really enjoyed them. So I do have the second one. And this is my A, Addiction, right here. I wonder if one day it will become my addiction. I don't know. We'll find out. For the letter B, there was only one series that I could possibly go to, and that's because I collect these bad boys, and that is the Ice Planet Barbarian series. And this is Ice Planet Barbarians number 4, Barbarian Mind by Ruby Dixon. These are the new covers. I am in the process of collecting these, and this is the next installment that I'm on. This character, she went missing in the last book. Now, these are interconnected standalones, but I do recommend you read at least book 1 first so you understand what is going on. But after that, you can pretty much read them, which seems like any order from what I've seen so far. But she went missing in the last book, and so I'm excited to kind of pick her up and get back into this world and find out what's going on. I love the way these books look on the shelf because they all have different color spines. I love the iconography on this. But essentially what we have is a group of women were kidnapped from Earth by aliens, and they were left and stranded on this ice planet. And they encountered our Ice Planet Barbarians, which are giant 7-foot-tall, blue-ribbed for her pleasure aliens. So it's a good fucking time for everybody around, okay? And to survive on this planet, they have to get this thing called a cooey. It's like this little tapeworm-looking thing that gets injected into them, and it hums when they find their soulmate. It's really cool. It's fun. I started reading the series as a fucking joke, guys. And it just kind of became a guilty pleasure after that. But I'm really not guilty about it because it's fucking fun. It's fun. It's aliens. It's blue ribbed for her pleasure aliens. There's ribs, there's ridges, there's appendages, there's vibrating, there's horns, there's cold, and I'm a cold chick. It's a Jackie world. It's a Jackie book. I'm glad it's on my list. So definitely excited about that one. For my ABCs of romance, letter C, this is one of the ones I had trouble finding. So this is a first installment in the series, and that is C.S. Picot's Captive Prince. And this is the first installment to the Captive Prince trilogy. It is already completely out, so you can actually marathon the trilogy. And I believe this is an MM romance. And it is a continuation series, so you do have to read these in order. When I was going through this, I tried to find the next installment that I was on. So that's why it was a little difficult. I have other C books, but I just wasn't at that installment, or I already read that installment. And that's kind of how this was laying out. But this one has been on my radar for kind of a while. I know they just re-released these with new covers. This is the original cover. And I like this. I think it'll be a good time. And I used to not be into MM romance, but now, kind of down for it. Bring it on. Bring it on. Because it's good. Yeah. The next installment I have is actually the first installment to the series, but I have already read a book in this series, so I kind of fudged it a little bit. And that is The Doctor by Nikki Sloan. This is the first installment to the Nashville Neighborhood. I read The Frat Boy, which is number 4. You do not have to read these in order, but it's one of those interconnected standalones that where you might get spoiled for other books. But if you're fine with that, all these books have HEAs. And this one is about a doctor in Nashville. That's what I know. That's what he knows. But he's also her ex-boyfriend's father. So this is a daddy. Another age gap. And daddy. Ooh, that's fun. I might pick this one up sooner. Yeah. I did enjoy Frat Boy. I had a really good time with that book. I like Nikki Sloan's writing. So I am intrigued in this one. And I actually have this entire series. I bought all 4 installments out. So there you go. All right, so the next book I actually do not own a physical copy of, but it is Eidolon by Grace Draven. I think I'm saying this wrong. I'm pretty sure I am, but this is the second installment to the Wraith King's duology. I read the first installment a couple of years ago, and I loved it. It's not a traditional romance. They don't start as friends. They both think each other looks awful, but they actually start to get to know each other personally, and that's how they fall in love, and that's what I was really excited about. But at the same time, there was an overarching plot to this series that didn't involve the romance, that was really intriguing to me very much at the end. However, you had to read the epilogue to actually get that. So if you didn't read the epilogue, you didn't get that kind of cliffhanger element story. But I had a really good time with this one, and this is actually one of Becky's favorite series. And I do like Grace Draven. I'm excited about this one. Hopefully I'll pick this one up soon. But this is for my letter E. Pretty sure I'm still going to say it wrong, but Eidolon, I think, is how you say it. But yeah, this is my E, guys. The next one I do not own, but I just recently picked up this series. And this is Autopsy of a Fairy Tale, the second installment by Nicole Scarano, Forensics of a Fable. These are fairy tales retellings, and I love a good fairy tale retelling. I'm a big fan of those. And this one, I believe, is the Three Little Bears. That's kind of the loosely related one. The first one, Autopsy of a Fairy Tale, is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which is obviously the reason why I picked it up, because we all know I love a good Beauty and the Beast retelling over here. But we follow a detective who has left the big city to go to a small town. And in the first installment, she encounters a major crime that this small town is not prepared for. And it's a very intricate, artsy style crime. And we find out that there's other layers attached to said crime that extends the plot line of the story, which gives us this which gives us this kind of series. I do believe this is one that you have to read in order. I would not read these separate. So I'm excited about this one. I plan on picking up this one really, really soon because Autopsy of a Fairy Tale was almost 5 stars for me. That thing was awesome. I really loved the uniqueness of that story, and I'm expecting big things from this one. Big things. The next one for G is another duology conclusion, and that is The Royals and Romances by Sarah Rosh, and that's Go Luck Yourself. This is the sequel to Nightmare Before Christmas. I always want to say Christmas, but it's Kissmas. And we follow the younger brother of Christmas and St. Patrick's Day in this one. And this is another MM romance. The first one, it was fun. It was a good time. It was about the son of Christmas and the son of Halloween, the Prince of Halloween, and they kind of have a thing going. Well, the second-born son of Christmas and the first-born son of St. Patrick's Day kind of got a thing going. 2 very alcoholic-induced holidays, probably going to be a good drunken time. Just saying. And it's green. I mean, look at this. This is actually a new release this year for 2025, so I'm very excited to pick this one up soon because I had a really good time with this. I was going to read this over St. Patrick's Day, but I didn't because, you know, life and sometimes I'm just lazy, okay? We're just going to admit, sometimes I'm just fucking lazy. So here we go. But, yep, Royals and Romance novel, and this, I'm excited about this one. And St. Patrick's Day is one of my favorite holidays because I'm Irish. What can I say? The next letter is, of course, H, and this is the second installment to the Immoral Coven series by Amara Ray, and this is Hydrus. I read Lifeblood on the recommendation by Jen over the Book Refuge, and that thing was the easiest 5-star book I gave probably that year. That thing was fucking fire. This thing, big expectations, huge expectations. I like that book so much, I bought the whole fucking series. And then the bitch came out with another one literally 3 days later, which I don't own, but I need to, okay? I know. But this one is a witch with the gift of water, a fae bred into duty, and an immortal world on the brink. This is I believe this is a series of interconnected standalones, but even interconnected standalones, I like to read in order just because I don't like to be spoiled. I don't want to be spoiled and annoyed. So I'm going to go on the recommendation. You should probably read these in order. Just a heads up. And besides, Lifeblood, you are not going to be disappointed in that book. You're not. All right. You're not. It's fucking fire, okay? It's fire. That one, that scene. Dude. I need a minute. I'm getting flashbacks. Give me a second, guys. Lifeblood, fire. Expecting very, very big things from this one. Expecting big things. Excited to carry this one on, but this is another series that I'm currently active in, and this is the next installment I need to pick up. So here's my H, Hydrus. The next installment is for I, and this is in Fury Lies Mischief by Mo Jones. This is the second installment to the Midnight Mayhem series. The first installment is in Peace Lies Havoc, and this is kind of like dark circus retelling, or dark circus story. However, I was not aware of this, but Mo Jones has some standalones. I was aware she had standalones, but she has some standalones that kind of spoil you for this series and her Elite Kings Club series. There's some characters in there that appear in here. So you might want to read the Elite Kings Club series before diving into this one. I did not know that when I picked up In Peace Lies Havoc because I read it for a book club. Still had a really good time with it. Mo Jones and all her crazy fuckery. She's a magician with her words. I mean, usually after her books, I need a cigarette, Jesus, and therapy. I'm in therapy, I don't smoke, and I'm Catholic. Maybe I should start going to church. I don't know. Or I'll just read another Mo Jones book because, you know, the bitch is fucking fire. She is queen. She is a queen for a fucking reason. This woman is amazing. And also gorgeous. If you've seen this woman, oh my God, she's beautiful. Anyway, and she's from New Zealand. New Zealand, Australia. She's from over there. So you know that bitch is crazy. And we love her for it. And her books, just love them. Really excited about this one because I do like a good dark circus story. I had a good time with the first one. It had that mind fuckery that I love and that I come to expect from Mo Jones. So definitely exciting time. She tends to write, okay, so the books that I've read from her are all kind of what you would consider a reverse harem, but there is a main dude. The other ones just kind of flirt around with the idea, but there's a main guy. I like harems like that. I like reverse harems like that, where we only have really sex with one dude, but we do a lot of flirting and teasing and funsies with others, okay? Those are the kinds I like, and she just gives me what I want. So I'm excited about this one, but I definitely have to finish Elite Kings Club series before I get back into this one because I don't want to be spoiled for anything else. All right, so the next book I do not personally own. It is on my Kindle, and it is Jacked by Layla Faye. This is the first installment to the Ghost of Halloween trilogy. If you're not familiar, I like to read Layla Faye books and vlog my experience reading them because they're super short, but they're so fucking crazy. Now, I read Jack by Layla Faye, and I actually have a reading vlog of it. I'll link it here in the box here so you can go check it out. This is not the same book. This is a new series called Jacked, and there's 3 guys. Now, there is a book called The Ghosts of Halloween, which looks like this. It's a bind-up of all 3 of them. But Jacked is the first installment. So just to kind of get you guys an idea. If you've seen this, it's this book. If you see this, it's only this book. It's just, this one's all 3 of these. But I would really like to read these, so I might do these for Halloween this year. I don't know, because I've already done Jacked, so maybe we'll see how this works, see what, you know, Layla Faye's version of a reverse harem is. Because I've seen a lot of little teaser trailers for this book, and I'm just like, yeah, I like this. And we all know how much I love Halloween over here, so. Yeah, but this is my J. I mean, could it be anything else? I mean, seriously, come on. So the next book I have is a beloved series here on BookTube, and I have not read it yet, and I probably should. And it is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. And this is the King of Sins quartet. This is another one of those first installments. So I don't really know what this book's about. I believe it's a billionaire romance. I'm pretty sure. CEO, yeah, billionaire. And Perfect Daughter, Family Ticket, Highest Elections, Blue Bud. Yep. All right, so probably going to be a good time. I like billionaire romances because, who doesn't? I mean, seriously, who doesn't like billionaires? Money. Don't get me wrong. I am materialistic. I'll just be honest. I buy a shit ton of books, okay? Billionaires are a thing for me. But I have heard really, really good things about this one. I've had a lot of people recommend this book to me. So this is one of the series that I do own entirety of, and I need to start reading. So it is my K. The next one is L, and this is near and dear to my heart because I'm a Hades and Persephone's girl, okay? We all know this. I'm a Hades and Persephone's girl. I love that storyline, Death in the Maiden trope, any variation of it, I love it. I just cannot get enough of it. And so I used to watch this webtoon on Facebook when I saw it. And when they started coming with bind-ups, I started collecting them. Well, I have not continued on after reading the first volume. So my L is Lore Olympus Volume 2 in this nice bind-up of episodes. I believe this is episodes. Let me make sure I get this right. Episode 26 through... It doesn't say. Well, that's annoying. It starts at episode 26. But I love these because I love the graphics in it. I mean, look how pretty they are. Look at it. It's so pretty. And I mean, these read in like a day. So they're super fast to read, but I love the bind-ups. Oh, 26 through 49. Right here. There we go. I could just read the back. That's fine. But this is a Hades and Persephone, little animated cartoon type thing. I'm not really big on graphic novels, but I do really enjoy these. And because it's Hades and Persephone, and they're stunning. So this is my L, and this is where I need to start for Lore Olympus. For M, we're going back to an author you've already seen before, and that is Mo Jones, and that is Malum. This is the 4th book in the Elite Kings Club series, but you can technically, the Elite Kings Club series ends at book 3, Taxus Immortus. That's where the main couple with Bishop and, oh my God, I can never remember her fucking name. Why can I never remember that bitch's name? Morgan something? I don't fucking know. Don't judge me, okay? I can never remember that bitch's name. Probably because I love Bishop. All right? I'm in love with him, so she needs to fuck off. Anyway, so that's the end of the trilogy. So this is part of the Elite Kings Club because it deals with characters from that series. So it's kind of like a spin-off. So you do have to read the first 3 to understand this, kind of know where our characters are, because we do follow Tilly and you meet her in the first 3 books. But this is not Bishop Madison. That's her fucking name. Madison's story. It's not Bishop and Madison's story anymore. It has moved on. So, but this is book 4, and that's where I end this series. And I mean, look at these covers. Aren't they stunning? Oh my God, they're so pretty. And this is part 1. Malum is also broken up into parts 1 and 2. So, Mo Jones decided to do some crazy shit there. For N, this dropped down to another new series that I need to start because I was trying really hard to find one and I just wasn't on an N title anywhere. And this is Not Your Average Hot Guy by Gwenda Bond. This is the first installment to the Not Your Average Hot Guy series. I believe there are 2 currently out and I do own both of them. I I don't remember really what this one was about. I think, hold up. Yeah. Okay. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Yeah. Callie wanted was a quiet weekend with her best friend. She promised she could handle running her family's escape room business while her mom was out of town. Instead, a satanic cult shows up claiming that the prop spellbook is one of the rooms is a real deal and they need to summon the right hand of the devil. But when the summoning reveals Luke, a handsome demon in a leather jacket who offers to help Callie stop the cult from destroying the world, her night goes from weird to completely bizarre. Yeah, this is a devil. Haha. That's why he's not your talk guy. Haha. Pun. Play on words. Yeah. I remember this one. Now I remember that. Yeah. I like this because of the devil aspect. I thought it was a cool twist. So here it is. Here's your N installment, Not Your Average Hot Guy by Gwenda Bond. The next letter is O, and this is Michelle Hurd's Owned by a Sinner. I read Taken. I think it was Taken by Sinners, the first one, for the Mafia Romance Readathon. This is Mafia Romance, and I believe this is Irish Mafia. Yeah, these are my boys. These are my guys. I love Mafia Romance. It's one of my favorite subgenres of romance, especially dark romance. I just love it. I love Mafia Romance. Bratva and Irish. Those are my go-tos, okay? I know I'm married Italian, okay? Guys, I know I'm married Italian, but Bratva and Irish Mafia, come the fuck on. I mean, seriously. Even though I think that the Italians, they actually created the mob, I love the Irish and Bratva Mafia guys. I just, they make my heart sing and make my heart happy. So here is my O installment. And it's the second installment to the Taken series by Michelle Hurd, who busts these books out like they're fucking candy. Like, she just keeps writing books, like crazy. The next book is for the letter P, and I'm really excited to say this one because I now own this. My husband bought me the whole series for Christmas, and this is Elsie Silver's Chestnut Spring series, and it's the third installment of Powerless, where we follow Jasper. He is the hockey player. He is not related to the Easton brothers. He is just a family friend, but like kind of like an illegitimate son sort of thing, and I'm really excited. Heartless is the second installment, and it was one of my top books of the year last year because goddamn, like seriously, that was fucking dope. I'm a Midwestern girl. I was raised in the Midwest, and because of these books, I started going to rodeos. Straight up, and now I'm obsessed, and my daughter is, and we all like going to rodeos and having a good time and watching cowboys and cowgirls. Like, it's great. It's a good time. Bull riders, yes, sign me up. But I also love hockey. I love a good hockey player, especially when he has all his teeth. That's awesome. So here we go. Powerless. This list would not be complete without one of my favorite authors, okay? It would not be complete if I did not put one of my favorite authors on here, and that is Scarlett St. Clair, and I picked Queen of Myth and Monsters. This is the second installment to... what is this series called? I forgot what it was called. Adrian and Isolde. This is an Adrian and Isolde retelling. And this is the second installment. It does feature vampires. This is one of the few books of Scarlett St. Clair's that I still yet to read, and so I really need to get on this. I had a really good time with the first book, King of Battle and Blood. I think I gave it like 4 stars. Still prefer her Hades and Persephone retelling. I still prefer that series, but this was still a really good time and fun to read. So yeah, this a series that I am working on currently, TBR, of romance, would not be complete without Scarlett St. Clair. All right, we just all know this. Okay. The next one is a new addition because I just read the first book last month, and that was Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. So for R, we have Rebel Witch, which is the conclusion to, I guess, the duology this is going to be. And this is a witch hunter and a witch. And that cliffhanger, holy shit. That, yeah, I love a good enemies to lovers. I love it. And she did a good job. That was a strong 4 for me. Really excited about this one. I hope it works out. Yeah, this is the second installment to the Crimson Moth series. That's the name of the series. But yeah, and it's also a book of the month book, which I'm trying to actively read down. So yeah, we're going to find out. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. The next one is the letter S, and I had quite a few of these, but I decided to go with my Mafia boys. Had to go with them, and that's Savage Heart by J.T. Geisinger. Take a look at this fucking cover. Oh my god. Oh my god, are you fucking serious? And this is Bratva. Bratva, okay? This is my other pride and joy. Oh my god. I do love a good Bratva romance, and look at the beard. Look at the perfection. Like, seriously, come the fuck on, guys. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I like the new covers, but you can't beat these guys. You just can't. So, Savage Lovers, or Savage Heart. Bratva Assassin. Yeah. I have good feelings about this one. You might be seeing this really, really soon because the Mafia Romance Readathon is coming up, and I tend to read these during Mafia Romance Readathon because it's Mafia. Shocker. The next one is the letter T, and this is a complete different polar opposite than the ones you just saw previously, because this is Christian romance. This is Lori Wick's third installment to the Rocky Mountain Memory series, and that is To Know Her by Name. This is the third installment, and the really funny thing about this series is the first book, Where the Wild Rose Blooms, the main female character's name is Jackie. Okay? That was the first book I ever wrote with the female's name of Jackie, where the character's name was Jackie, that was not about Jackie Kennedy. All right? That was really cool to me. And I read it in high school. I reread it again a couple years ago, still 5 stars. I read the second book, Whispers of the Moonlight, where the female character's birthday was my birthday. So I'm really anxious to find out what random tidbit is about me in this, because that would just be fucking crazy. That would just be crazy. I'm sorry, it just would be. But this is a Christian romance, small town, Colorado Spring. I think it's in Colorado. I think most of these are set in Colorado. Yeah, this one's in Denver as well. So she's not very preachy about her religion in this, but it is there's a nice balance between romance and religion in this, and there's there is no smut. There's some quick pecks, there's some fade to blacks, there is acknowledgement that some hanky-panky's going fucking on, okay? There is, but we don't get to see it. And sometimes that's okay. So, if you're looking for something a little bit cleaner, here's a series for you. I'm already on the 3rd series because it's awesome. I'm going to continue with it. Recommendations. The next book I do not personally own, but I will be owning this entire trilogy because I've already read the first 2 books. It's actually a duology. This installment is a novella, but I really want to include this because I really enjoyed these books. And this is the Unbound series, or the Unmarked series by Miranda Lynn. And this is the Unblessed Witch. This is a holiday novella that follows after the first 2 installments, which is Unmarked and Unbound. Unmarked was 4 stars. Unbound was 5 stars for me. This is a witchy romance, very similar to Sarah J. Maas. That was one of her inspirations. So there's a lot of inspiration in the first book, but trust me, in the second book, she veers off and makes the story her own. So knowing that there's a holiday novella attached to this, which is kind of similar to Sarah J. Maas's Court of Starlight, or Starlight and Stars or something like that, the little Christmas one, kind of annoying, but I'm still going to read this because I really, really enjoyed this series. I like the romance between the Dark King and our lead character. I had a really good time with it. And the friendship between her and her friend Kiri, ghosties for the win. Ghosty for the win. That's all I got to say. So I'm really excited about this one. This is the only novella that actually appears on this list. The next one is for V, and this is the second installment for the Monster and Muses series by Sav R. Miller, and that is Vipers and Virtuosos. These are all Greek mythology retellings, and this one is about Apollo. There is a common plot line through this series, so you do have to, I would recommend reading these in order, but each one is about a different couple, so it looks like it's an interconnected standalone, but there is an overarching plot, so you have been warned. I love this book. I love the way this thing looks. And Promises of Pomegranates is just as stunning, and that's a Hades and Persephone retelling. So we all know I was fucking reading that. And I had a good time with that. There was some great dirty talk in there. Holy shit, there was some great dirty talk. So I'm expecting some good dirty stuff in here. There better be some good smut. That's all I gotta say. Good smut. Unfortunately, the next few books I do not own. This is where it starts getting hard, and I had to kind of like stretch a little bit. For W, I have Wickedly Yours by Jennifer Chipman. I read the first installment of The Witches of Pleasant Grove. This is the Witches of Pleasant Grove duology. And I read the first installment earlier this year, Halloween. It was super fun. It was a really cute romance, cozy. I had a good time with it. And this follows the sister of our main character in the first one. I am excited about this one because she has to go down to hell to marry the prince. And we need to find out what's fucking going on because she was kind of yanked at the first book. So I'm excited to figure out what goes on with this one. And it's on my Kindle. It's on Kindle Limited. I'm super excited about reading it soon. But yeah, I had a very good time with the first one. I think I gave the first one like 4 stars or maybe even 5, I think. Gave it a pretty decently high score. And it reads really, really fast. So I'm excited about this one. And a lot of cute references. Had a good time. For X, I had to go search this. I had to search this hard because I don't own any X books. I just don't. So I looked at my Goodreads for books that I didn't own, that I wanted to, and I came across this one that was on my list to read, but I don't actually own it. And this is XOXO I Love You by Jules Capulet. This is the first installment to I Love You. I think this is a trilogy. I believe this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. I think, if I remember. It was a hot minute ago. But here you go. I plan on picking up this series, and this is the first book. Why is the same way? It's the same way. And this is by Katie McAllister. It's the Eileen Gray first installment, and this is You Slay Me. I believe this is a comedy, horror, cozy romance. It's one of those. It's in there. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was looking through these, I was just looking for the titles. And I briefly read the synopsis, and I barely remember it. But I like this cover, so I do like this cover, and it's on my to be read on my Goodreads page, so it counts. I just don't physically own it. And then the last one, Z. I had to stretch this because I do have some series that actually have Z titles, but I'm just not at that installment yet. So I just went with the series title for this one, and that's the Zodiac Academy's second book, Ruthless Fae. I do not personally own it just yet because I might actually read this one on Kindle because I read the first one physically and I did a reading vlog of it. I'll link it up here in the corner for you. So here's the thing. When I read Ruthless Fae, it's going to have to take a lot for me to continue on with this series. The Awakening did not, man, there was so many problems. There were problems. There was enough intrigue for me to continue, but there's a lot more negative than there was positive. But this is a beloved series, and I have been told by multiple people that the first installment is the least favorite of that whole series, so I want to give this thing a chance. But before I buy the second book, I think I'm just going to read it on Kindle because I can get it for free, and that way I'm not wasting my money if I don't like it. And if I do like it, then I'll actually hardcore continue with the series because this is a huge multiverse. This is a huge verse of books. It's a commitment series. It's commitment, and I obviously don't have a problem with commitment series, guys. But you got to give me something that's worth committing to. And the first one just, it was right there. It was I just need a little bit more to convince me. I'm not quite there yet. So that's why this is Z. I didn't have another Z book. So you got Zodiac Academy. There you go. Those are all my series that I'm starting or hoping to start, and the installments that I need to start on in alphabetical order of romances. So I hope you enjoyed my ABCs of Romance series edition. If you have read any of these series, if you have opinions on any of these series, please let me know in the down box below. If you have any opinions of the specific book that I'm on, please let me know. If you have any other ideas for other series that could use, let me know. I did have some multiples for each letter. I just went with the one that kind of seemed more interesting to me at the time. So this is not by all inclusive. These are all my series. I maybe do a series video soon. I don't know, maybe. But for right now, you got 26 series. Here you go. There's 26 series that Jackie has started or is planning on starting because who doesn't need to be involved in more series? But I hope you enjoy this, and please go watch the playlist of all the ladies down below. There are a ton of us, so there are going to be so many recommendations for this collab. And again, Becky, thank you for choosing me and inviting me along. You know I love you. Anytime I can do it, I will. But thanks. This one was fun. This This made me rack my brain a little bit, but it's a good time. It did remind me of some series that I forgot that I owned and I need to get back into. So thanks for the reminder. You're always good for reminding me of what I need to do. Love you, girl. Please go check out all the ladies in the down box below. And if you are not subscribed to all of them, please go subscribe to all of them. They're all amazing because Becky only picks amazing people to be in her collabs. Me being one of them. I'll talk to you later, guys.